Yeah, that happens. It was in control. We did really well. We did a lot of good stuff, and then we didn't defend like we wanted in these moments. We had 2v1 situations defensively. We two, they won. Nobody had a challenge. They came out. They got the corner. We conceded a goal after a corner. We conceded a second goal after a corner, which was disallowed. So that was a period where it was all over the place. But today we scored 4 worldies and were lucky in the end to win the game. So that's tells you pretty much everything.
Really proud of them, definitely. The way we played, the way we matched the Liverpool, the way we showed the spirit against great goals every time, goals that normal they don't happen so often in a football match. And I really want to take the positives from the game. We are taking many, unfortunately not points that what the boys deserve, what we deserve as a team. But okay, in this way we are going to take in the future.
Now I think you've scored twice today. The official literature says you haven't. You've only got one. What are your thoughts on the free kick?
I mean, technically, I haven't scored two, but I'll claim it. In my mind, without me hitting it, it doesn't go in. So, a big contribution in 2 goals, I would say. And yeah, it's something that's very rare for me. But hopefully, I can keep adding and keep scoring goals for the team.
Incredible match, so many twists and turns. How did you see it?
I don't think I ever saw a game with this kind of the amount of beautiful goals. We scored incredible goals today, but because we are a bit dumb, we gave it nearly away. We have to say that as well, because when around the 3-2, we were not clear in our situation. Before they scored the third goal, we were not clear enough. Okay, in the first half already, when we gave the goals away, it was just the defending was awful. I mean, you can see that the last 5% make a difference. So situational left wing, it will be on the ball. We have 2 players there. We have one has to have a challenge, but none of them had. So he comes out, next ball, corner, goal. So these kind of things, that's football. Football is decided in details. And these situations obviously take momentum. So we were actually really good in the game. We played a lot of good stuff, but it was 2-2 and it was deserved at halftime. And they come out, we wanted to keep the nerves, but we had big chances, obviously, but didn't use them. And that keeps them alive. And then they were there, scored a wonderful 3-2. And I think in that moment, I can't really understand it. Everybody in a Fulham shirt thought, that's it, maybe. But then we struck back, and with again two worldies, unbelievable! What a goal! What 20 minutes he had. Trent with the next one, pretty exceptional. In these 10-15 minutes, these minutes are important if you wanna. If mentality has to grow, and mentality has to grow. It's not there overnight. So take that and go from there.
How on earth do you sum up that game?
Mental, to be honest. Game of ups and downs, massive ups and downs. Leading, then getting Klopp back twice, then obviously losing with 5 minutes to go. Get the equaliser and get the winner. It's an unbelievable game full of emotion. But just very, very happy to get the win and be able to get over the line.
Talk me through what was going through your head and how much that winner meant to you.
Yeah, I just kind of anticipated it. Seeing it was coming to the back post, seeing it was a challenge with Costas and their winger, and just anticipated where the ball was going to drop. Just thought get it down and get a shot off, trying at the target from that range. I had on about 10 minutes earlier that I was a bit disappointed with a volley in a similar area, so I thought just try and get on target, use the bodies as an advantage. Found a way to the back of the net, and you can see by the celebration how much it meant.
Much attacking talent. He is now their heartbeat, isn't he?
He is. Today I thought epitomised that totally, actually, because it was one of those games that just kind of went backwards and forwards throughout. I thought Fulham were brilliant in it. We spoke about the free kick. I mean, if I'm on that, that's mine. I don't care what anyone
says. Well, if you're on that, it's not going in.
Thanks for that. But what was brilliant about his game today, I thought, was as much as Fulham were in this game, he had this thing about him where he was a bit like, this ain't happening on my watch. I'm not allowing this to happen. He had a bit of Xavi Alonso about his game, a bit of Steven Gerrard about his game, picking the ball up in these central areas and just finding lovely passes like this on numerous occasions. This time Darwin Nunez just not quite getting the strike on target. But he was the heartbeat of the side. I think on a day where Salah didn't turn up, Diaz didn't turn up and Nunez didn't turn up, he was the one, like I said, who was just like, I'm going to keep probing and keep finding a way. Yes, we're not playing great defensively. And I think Jurgen Klopp's just got a decision to make soon with him. Moments like this, local lad, playing the way that he's playing, scoring winners. He needs to be in centre midfield.
You'd move him there, would you?
I just think it's time to get him in there. I totally understand the concept of him coming from a right-back position, allows him to be free and maybe gives him the ability to kind of do what he wants to do from a free role type position. But he does it well enough for England. I'd stick him in there.
I agree. I think it's time. I think what you get, the benefits of what you get, you've seen all of his best clips are when he's picking the ball up centrally. I don't think we saw a clip when he was coming from the right back position. He was actually started the game in. I think his contributions are better. He's more dangerous against the opposition. And you can see Jurgen Klopp's trying to get him in there as much as possible. I mean, the counter of that is, I now think teams are targeting that area that he's vacated. I think teams like Fulham today are trying to get down into those areas quickly. And have Liverpool reached that balance where actually it's time to just give him a run in the centre? I think it is.
Because Fulham did definitely go down the left.
Yeah, I think it adds to the argument. I think allowing Trent to kind of play in more central areas and getting something in this particular space, it stops that. I think visually when you play against them, you see all of that space down the left-hand side and you think, well, I'm going to go and attack that. And that's what Robinson did today. He was, brilliant, throughout the game, I thought, Robinson, along with, it was down to a lot of what Robinson did on the ball. I think, it's going to be one of those games, I think, where Fulham look back and Marco Silva look back and think, like, how has this happened? I mean, he sets up the goal there, Robinson. But I think it's going to be, you can't underestimate how well they played today, is what I'm trying to say. They've come out of this with a loss, but you'll always see space down this right-hand side. And it's because, Trent's trying to get on the ball. He's trying to go and make something happen. So, yes, on that occasion, McAllister is filling in. So that takes away from what McAllister wants to do as well. But, I've got to put some focus on Robinson now, because I do believe that, in the game today, he was very unlucky to be on the losing team. I think down that, particularly down left-hand side, the drive that he had, the determination to try and get in behind Liverpool's defence. Good save from Kelleher there, just kind of like tipping it out of position. Gave Mo Salah no chance whatsoever. The link up with Iwobi was great. I think lovely little bits of skill like this. They just didn't quite make the right decisions at the right times when they got into these types of spaces. Pereira's got to just release that a lot earlier, and Reed's got a strike on goal. But the energy this guy has got, still making runs late on in the game and trying to get shots on target. He stood out like a sore thumb, and I think in the first half in particular, where Fulham were at their best, you saw all of their attacks going down that left-hand side.
It takes some doing, doesn't it, to in many ways contain Mo Salah from a defensive point of view and be such an attacking threat at the same time.
Yeah, great physicality, brilliant pace. He can defend. He can get forward quickly. That's his third assist in 3 Premier League games. They've contributed massively there, Fulham, to that game, and it took 4 unbelievable goals from Liverpool today to win that game, and it's no wonder Marco Silva was a touch frustrated on his way home there.
Okay, you took some great free kicks.
Yeah, I did actually against one of your teams as well, by the way.
One of my teams.
Yeah, the feeling after the game was exceptional, to be honest. During the game, it was slightly different in moments. I told the boy after the game turned out as the game we saw because we had been dumped. We were really strong. We started really well. I liked it a lot. Scored a goal. And I don't actually know, I forgot that a little bit, timing-wise, when the long break, because Bernd Leno had to cut. How influential that was, I have to watch it back. But then we were, still playing, but the protection was not that good anymore. So we could have won the ball back high up the pitch, didn't. They passed in the center, they arrived there, they got a corner, they had the counter attack when they scored the first one, Harry. Then the second is the corner should never happen. we should defend the corner better, but in first place it should never happen. They get another corner in a similar situation, score again, and this time was disallowed. That's why I said the boys in half time. This result is deserved, and it shouldn't be like that. Coming out, and then obviously now Fulham is a different opponent because they realize now that's the way how it goes against them today. But we still had our moments. We had unlucky with Darwin on crossbar and other situations where we could have scored. And they scored a 3-2, and that was not deserved as well. We have to say that. Yeah? So football is sometimes like this. They had not 20 chances, but they had enough and were pretty clinical. You conceded 3-2, and then obviously the periods out. That's now easy to say, and we will never find out. But of course, in the end, the outcome was perfect. But I liked as well the way we played. So we changed obviously system a couple of times. And that worked out, I have to say. That's not always the case, but today it worked out. And then it ends up in a high intense, hectic period. We have a completely calm situation, ball to Mo to Wata, and Wata fires in the far corner, completely free. That was before that not once the case. So, and 3-3, and then obviously everybody could see the boys wanted more, and because we were a bit lucky today, we got it. And yeah, outstanding experience. I would say everybody was here. I don't think anybody would have thought before the game, Liverpool, Fulham, that it will be a game you will never forget in your life. But welcome. Who was here today will never forget it in their life. Absolutely. Yeah. I saw a few games. I never saw a game with the amount of worldies, to be honest. I mean, a competitive game. It was really competitive. Trent's free kick, unbelievable. Maka, before the game, you could see his foot is right today. He was really in the shooting. He was like, wow, I thought you should better try it. He thought obviously the same. Lata was just, so important. He came on. So that was really good. Really good. Won decisive challenges, super passing, top goal. Yeah, and then Trent makes it a brace. So I honestly, for whatever reason, I didn't see that ball go in. I probably was turning in that moment or whatever. I have to watch that back. But all of them pretty special.
Choice. Yeah, again, 65 minutes, you put Trent as the number 6. But what are you thinking then? What are you wanting him to do with it, or the team to do differently than what they were doing before?
The reason for that was too, it was Trent in the middle. We saw, again, this game is for the 6. When the 8s when we are not that compact, I didn't like how we defended with the front line, to be honest, going back, stuff like our defensive press was not outstanding the first half. That makes it really intense for all midfielders, but especially for the 6. So we changed the system in that moment as well. We brought Joey, right? That was the change. Yeah. Joe Gomez. And so we needed a width as well. We needed a wing finally again, because that didn't work out too well. It worked out very often very well, but there are days where it's not happening. When you see that Mo gets on the ball, and in the first half it was really good when then Dom could underlap, and then we arrived there in a very important area. But now we had really Joey out there, which helped, and we had then obviously 2 midfielders, the double 6. We played with Ryan and Trent next to each other, but Joey again in possession, first going inside, then with the next change staying wide. So with all the things you try to do in this moment, it's if it works out, it's because it's tricky for the opponent as well. They get used to different things, and I think Tom Kearney played pretty much man marking against Trent in moments. So when he was then just in the middle, that wise was really helpful that we had the wing and could, because I'm not sure how many crosses Joey fired in the end. A few really, really good balls. And it was all of a sudden they had to adapt again, and that worked not out for them now. And that's why we could win the game. In these moments, not that we played like that, it becomes a bit of chess. You just try to change something to improve yourself, but to make it a bit more tricky for the opponent as well. That's how it went today, worked out.
Liverpool have won 15 points this season from losing positions, and it's the latest they've ever gone behind in a Premier League game, the 80th minute, and won. And Marco Silva's face is every Fulham fan around the world. He's like, no, you've got to be kidding me. Not that we haven't won, we've lost, having been 3-2 up.
It was a goal rush game today, and it was crazy. And I really felt for Fulham players because I thought Kenny Tete at right back was really, really good. He nullified Luis Diaz. I thought Anthony Robertson at left back nullified Mo Salah. Nunez had a couple of chances, but the defenders defended well. They were really brave. He made the substitutions to try and win the game. And when it went to 3-2, I thought Liverpool are going to lose their unbeaten at home record for just under a year. They're going to lose it today. Their ending to the game was off the charts. We've seen some amazing goals, but so much drama.
We saw 4 terrific. We're just going to do the Liverpool goals because they're so good. Let's start from the goalkeeper's point of view. It's a great free kick from Alexander Arnold. You think, thanks a lot that it goes down as an own goal.
Yeah, you feel for Leno, obviously, Mark, here in this one. He's gone full length, full stretch, and it's a brilliant technique from Trent Alexander-Arnold. Of course it is, but he's got no luck at all, the Fulham goalkeeper. You know, if he doesn't dive, then it comes back out again, doesn't it? But, you know, Bobby Robson once told me, he says, don't dive for everything goes. Sometimes you surprise yourself, and he might have just got a nick in that, but obviously gets a bit of luck. I still think Trent should get the goal, personally, but because Leno doesn't want it.
Now, is this deliberate technique that, Don? Tell everybody what he's deliberately done.
Yeah, so what you do there is you hit this on the goalkeeper. You start it on the goalkeeper, Bert Leno, and you hit across the ball, and you hit it with a little bit of fade, a little bit of cut spin. So therefore, just always fading away from the keeper. But he's your starting point. You see the keeper, you aim for him, and you fade it into the top corner. I mean, that's his first goal for Liverpool. He might be there for 10 years. He's not going to score a better one than that.
This is the first goal. Okay, so he brings on a defensive midfielder at 3-2 down.
There's been a few grumbles today.
Well, that's how crazy the game was. We're 3-2 down, and Jurgen Klopp's gone Gravenberch off, attacking play. Let's get a hold of midfield player on. Oh, hang on, it's 3-3. And now you think Liverpool will win it.
Well, there's nothing that Leno can do about any of these.
No, they're brilliant. You mentioned at the start, there are 4 unbelievable goals for Liverpool, and Leno's got no chance with any of them, Mark, let's be honest. And you know, Nunez as well, keeping us alive at the back post, and there's talk about a foul there, but if you want someone on the edge of the box arriving with the technique and the control that Trent Alexander gets in this, is absolutely brilliant finish, and you know, the celebrations, Anfield goes wild at the end here, but look, no panic, nice little touch and whack.
Can I say it's not his greatest touch? It's slightly behind him, isn't it? Look there.
Yeah. I'll tell you what he's trying to do. He's trying to knee it in front of him to then take the shot, but he knees it to the side. Yeah. So therefore, at the very last second, instead of getting your hip over it and going for sort of laces, I think he hits it with his instep. So it's a controlled finish.
With the McAllister goal and the Endo goal, as a goalkeeper, is there a split second when you're in midair like that, when you're going, it's going in? Do you know what I mean? You're giving it everything, but you know there's a moment you think, I can't do that.
I think the McAllister one especially, there's absolutely zero chance that any goalkeeper in world football is going to say that. I mean, it just pops up as McAllister actually hits it, and Don's right, he comes across it. And it's one of the ones, as you say, Mark, you're going for it, but it's leaving you and leaving you and leaving you. You think you have it, but it's unstoppable.
That awful, it obviously happens in a split second, that awful sinking feeling.
Yeah.
I'm not getting anywhere near this.
Not today.
And from
Not today.
And from McAllister's point of view, the second it leaves your boot, you know you've scored.
Yeah, brilliant goal.
Or you think, I've got a real chance here.
Yeah, because he's hit it true. And as I said, you started on the goalkeeper, and as soon as you started on him with that technique, it's going to fade into the corner, just whether it fades too much or into the stanchion.
So Trent Alexander-Arnold is still playing right back. I mean, he's listed as right back, but inverted and going into midfield a lot. And how much has that, when we see the best of him today, transformed what Liverpool are doing in an attacking sense?
Well, he's just a special footballer, Mark, whether you play him at right back and he's inverted or in the